Well, let me just explain a couple of very simple principles before we get started. I really would like you to enjoy this exercise session. So, top of my list of priorities is to make sure that you have no pain. Is that okay? We're going to be using the core muscles, the ones that are invisible, but they're very, very, very deep in the abdomen. And if you want to really get these muscles to do the job they're supposed to do, you have to learn how to relax the rest of the body. So we've got total focus in here. Now, if you feel any pain, and that's particularly important for areas like the lower back or the joints, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hips, knees or feet, just stop right away. I'm going to try and make this a little bit easier, and if you're experienced, I'll show you how to make the exercise a little bit more intense. But I'm not there to personally check to see how you're doing the exercise. And I know sometimes you're tempted to just copy what I do, and that's cool, but I need to make sure you're doing it the right way and that there is no strain, pain or pressure, particularly in the lower back. So if you're ready to get started, let's do it. Now, the first thing you're probably going to notice is that I'm standing in a fairly relaxed position, because the more you can relax, the easier everything's going to be. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But if you can relax the shoulders, that's going to help to open up your chest and breathe. I'm going to do a couple of breaths with you just in a moment. So I want you to feel that you can relax your feet, the legs, the knees, but I would like you to relax the derriere, because I want all your back muscles to feel really, really relaxed and neutral, no pressure there at all. Now, I'm not there to check, beep, beep, to make sure these muscles are relaxed, so you've got to do that yourself. I want to keep all the pressure away from your rear end and put the pressure in here, right in there where it belongs. It takes practice. So let's just do that for a quick moment. We're going to see if we can gently pull the abs in, feel a little bit of pressure there, but as you can tell, it's not affecting how I speak, how I breathe, and these muscles are completely relaxed. So what I'd love you to do is take a gentle breath. Are you ready? Through the nose, just like we do in yoga. Just gently breathe in, not too deep. Just feel the rib cage expanding. Make sure your throat is totally relaxed. You can hold the breath for a heartbeat if you like, and then breathe out all the way. Just see if you can empty the lungs. And that's our preparation for our first little bit of stretching. Remember the first rule? No pain. Make it gentle. What I'm going to do is just lift my hands up just to shoulder height. I like to keep my arms relaxed. I'm not super extending them. Keep the elbows relaxed. Turn the hands over, and I'm going to share a little secret with you. If you can relax the shoulders and gently lift your ribs, you're going to feel these muscles here lengthening and tightening. That's going to help your back. And like I said before, are these muscles relaxed? Okay, let's breathe and just gently push the hands out a little bit further. Now, I want to remind you of something. A lot of people do exercise because they want to change the way they look. And I understand that. Keep breathing, keep stretching. I really understand that people are motivated to improve their appearance. But you know what my motivation is? It's to change how you feel. So I know we're obsessed with appearance, but my mission is to help you feel so much better, stronger, leaner, fitter, but a lot happier, taking some of the stress away from the body. Now, what I want you to do is stay relaxed. See if you can keep the body upright. We're going to bring the hands up to the top, relax the knees. I'm going to join my hands together. Look how gentle this is. I'm going to pull the abs in, still breathing. This is not a recorded voice, okay? We're going to very gently push the hands up. Don't exaggerate. You can go just as far as you feel comfortable. But if you can imagine my hands are still upstairs, I want to keep this area under focus, lifting up the ribs and feeling these areas here. They're the internal obliques. I want to lift them and stretch them just a little bit. And now we're going to aim for a gentle movement over to the side. Now, this is a good place for you to breathe. It's hard for me to see. Now, I can't quite see you at all, but I hope you can see me, that my hips and shoulders are pretty much lined up, and then I'm going to pull the abs in, push the hands a little bit further away from the head. That's a good stretch. Again, no strain, no pain. Did I mention, you're looking really good today. Congratulations. We're going to bring those hands and arms back, relax. Let's try the B side. Now, if you've been enjoying lockdown, then it's possible you haven't done too much stretching. So I'm doing this very gently, not going too far, keeping it under control, breathing, a little bit of pressure in the abdomen. Going to bring the body back. Ooh, we're underway, we're starting. I want to release your shoulders now. Let's have a quick recap. Legs, relaxed. Knees relaxed. I'm making sure the pelvis is slightly rotated now, keeping some pressure just in here. Hips, the derriere relaxed. Hands facing forward. You can see my hands are fairly clean. I know, it's a miracle. I want to keep these butt muscles relaxed and then just gently push the fingers a fraction further out, pull the abs in a little bit further, and then move the arms backwards. Now, sometimes when you do this, you will hear or you'll feel a little click. But remember that first principle. It's got to be comfortable. Hey, look what I'm doing. I'm opening up the chest. That's an invitation to breathe a little more deeply. Just feel the ribcage gently expanding and then nothing, just relax. Breathe out, let the hands float all the way down. That's feeling pretty good. I'm going to adjust my t-shirt. Don't want to show you the tattoos. Just kidding. Going to bring the feet to a slightly wider position for the next little stretch. Going to go a little bit deeper into my back, but the same principles apply. Pelvis is rotated, tummy muscles gently pulling in, rest of the body's relaxed. I'm going to take this hand, going to slide it down my leg, just as far as you feel comfortable. It doesn't matter how far you reach, as long as it feels relaxed, no strain, no pain. Hips are lined up. This hand goes up to the ceiling like we are trying to recreate the days of disco. All right, you're too young to remember that. And now I'm going to bring this upper hand, this arm over the top. Now, I usually encourage people to turn their nosy up towards the ceiling. That's an optional extra. We're going to pull the tummy a little bit tighter and just extend the hand and the arm a little bit further. There's no pain, but you can see how we're opening up the flank, opening up the ribs, stretching the waist, getting into this beautiful stretch position. Still using this pressure to control the body, I can bring everything back to the start. Wow. Let's try the other side. Look how slowly I'm moving. This hand goes down just as far as you feel comfortable. Hips and shoulders line up. Did I mention the two sides are different? I bet you already knew that. So you sometimes get different results even with the same body, but it's just completely natural. I'm going to stretch this hand up. You can turn the nose up if you like. Tummy muscles gently pulling in. This hand's going to move over the top, over the side of the head. You can look at the ceiling if you like, and the stretch is activated from this arm. It pushes just a little bit further. How long do you want to hold it? A couple of seconds? You're right, more than enough. Let's keep the abs pulling in, bring the body all the way back, and just relax. Can you take another breath for me? Check it out. Let's breathe in. Open up the ribs. Maybe we can hold the breath for 1 or 2 heartbeats and then breathe out all the way. If this is working, we're feeling a little bit more flexible, maybe a little bit warmed up, but maybe we're feeling a little bit more relaxed. And that's the key to this. It's counterintuitive. The more relaxed you are, the more power you're going to feel from the core and less resistance from the rest of the body. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of work for your legs. I know you love to do these exercises, but I want you to be super, super careful with the knees. I work with a lot of people who've had knee problems, and we want to make sure that we can work the leg muscles without compromising the knees or feet. Now, I've got my feet quite a bit wider than my shoulders, but I want you to find a position that feels comfortable for you. I'm going to turn my knees and toes to the outside, and then I'm just going to gently bring the knees and hips forwards a fraction, and then sit down a little bit. You can't see me from the side, but what I'm doing here is just gently rotating the pelvis. Now, I know some of you can go much, much deeper than this, but you know, like I said at the start, I don't want to encourage you to go too far and beyond the limits of what's really comfortable. I'm interested in this exercise being effective rather than being a form of torture. If you are an officially certified masochist, I'll try and find something for you a little bit later. But in this position, I'm going to do something weird. I'm going to relax my shoulders. I'm going to check the rear to make sure these muscles are relaxed, because I want the muscles here to do all the work. And when they're working just the way that nature intended, they're very effective at taking some of that pressure away from the knee. Now, it's kind of strange, but one of the ways I can determine that this is working is the body feels lighter. It's very revealing when you relax the legs and the hips. Your body sinks a fraction more. You keep the body as close to vertical as you can, and that's all you have to do, just holding it here. If you want to move the knees a little bit further apart, we can get a bit of a stretch through the muscles on the inside of your leg. You're activating a great reaction. With a bit of luck, you can feel these muscles here getting stronger. I really want this part of the knee structure to be stronger, to take pressure away from this fairly delicate part of the body and put some of the pressure back in here because it's connected. Now, here's the question. How long would you like to hold it? 10 minutes? 20? You crazy people. I'm ready to finish. You really are serious masochists. I think it's why I love you so much. Let's gently bring the body back up. Now I'm going to change my foot position, turn the knees and toes towards the inside, lift my ribs, pull the tummy in, make a very gentle descent. You only go as far as you're comfortable. I've been taking my flexibility pills. People think I'm serious about that. And I'm just going to gently push fingertips or palms down towards the ground. Turning the toes in can just give you the feeling that maybe you're unlocking the hips a little bit, and that feels pretty good. Now I'm going to release the feet, bend the knees again, pull the tummy in, slowly uncurl the spine. You know, these principles are not just for our exercise session. They apply all the time. When you stand up, sit down, however you move, it's all connected to the muscles here. That's why nature gave them to us. So how are you feeling? It's very warm here. Are you warming up? Make sure you're hydrated. If you need to stop for a glass of water, help yourself. I'm sure it'll work. Now I'm going to bring my feet a little bit closer. So I've got them just underneath the hips. Can you see that? I'm going to relax my knees, rotate the pelvis, and just see if I can sit down a little bit. Don't go too far. The key is really to rotate the pelvis, lose some of the curvature from the lower back. You know that curvature is normal for most people, but I want to remove the pressure from this rather abused part of the back, the lumbar region. We're going to pick up the hands to give ourselves a little bit of a counterweight, pull the tummy in, and just lift the heels. Now what I want to do is try and keep my knees parallel so they're not moving to the side. Now I've got a really strong connection between the muscles in here, the internal obliques, and the control in my knees. And just hold it and breathe. Now for some of you, you can go lower, but you know, guys, I'm not there to check, so I need to be totally confident you're not putting any strain into your knees. It's okay. Your body will tell you if it feels uncomfortable, you've gone too far, take a break. This is a fairly light position, but that's just to make sure you don't try and replicate a deeper expression of the exercise and cause a problem. Just with the heels up, knees bent, tummy in, just getting a little bit of gentle pressure here. Oh yeah, I had my hands out front, I remember now. Then I gently stop, put my heels down, pull the tummy in, drop the chin. Now I'm squeezing the abs in because those muscles going to help to release my back. I'm going to put the hands just behind the back of my legs. Follow the line of the legs just as far as you feel comfortable. Take a grip somewhere between the knee and the ankle. And just very gently pull the head a little bit lower. And if you're feeling bold and brave, you can always put the nose a little bit between the knees, but not too far. Perfect. I'm going to hold that just for a few moments. Then release, relax the knees, pull the abs in gently. Uncurl the spine. Have we done enough? No, we're just warming up. We need to do a little bit more. So with your permission, we're going to get down onto the ground. Now, what I would like to do is, you can see me facing my mat. I'm going to bend the knees again, put the tummy in. I'm going to curl down towards the ground. All the pressure is in the abs. I'm going to walk my hands forwards. And now I'm down on the floor. Wow. And guess what we are going to do? We're going to do some push-ups. I know you've missed these push-ups so much. But I want you to feel super comfortable with this. Before we do the push-up, let's just remember that your wrists might be a little bit sensitive and there must be no pain. One of the tricks we use is to get the fingers and the thumbs really wide. That should reduce some of the pressure on your wrists. I've got my hands wider than the shoulders. And I'm going to bring my hands forward just a little bit. And now I'm just going to pick up the feet, rotate the pelvis a fraction, and I want you to go only as far as you feel comfortable. Now the trick here is to move the body forwards till your shoulders are lined up with the hips, relax the derriere, and float down. Your body's as close to parallel as you can get. We're going to stay there for a moment, breathe out, and push back up. It's really slow and gentle. Abs pulling in, shoulders relaxed, just gently down. I'm going to hold it just for 3, for 2, for 1. Gently push it. Can you feel it? I want to make a connection with the abdominal muscles. Sure, your shoulders and chest are getting a workout. but it feels really good. Nice and easy, super slow. You might only go down to this position. That's enough for some of you. It's fine. It's how your body feels. Gently pushing back up. If you want to go a little deeper, that's fine. Why don't we do the full push-up? Well, I need to make sure your back isn't trying to join in. So for most of us, this is a much safer way of doing it. Now, the problem with doing this live is it's easy to lose count. So can you remember how many we've done? I think the answer is not enough. We need to do a few more. So let's just gently float down and back. If you're okay, I'd like to do 3 more. If it's too much, you take a break. Have you got a glass of wine on hand just to recover? I'm a very bad example. Pushing back, 2 more. Very bad influence. No, having some water, a good idea. Just gently down. I'm going to do 1 more. I'm going to try and stay down a little bit longer. Let's check it out. Just here. Just for a few moments. And pushing back. Okay, let's put the feet down. Just very gently sitting back. Be very careful with the knees. I'm not going to go all the way. Just to about here. Space between the knees so I can just gently sit down. Stretch out the lower back. And let's breathe. Now I've got my hands out to the front. And if you feel like it, you can extend the fingers. Bring those elbows a little bit closer to the ground. And feel the stretch. It's just a way of unlocking some of the pressure that you had in the shoulder muscles. Are you still breathing? Technical question. Are you smiling? Are you enjoying this? Excellent. Let's bring the body back. I'm going to imagine I'm still in the same position, but I'm actually going to face the camera so you can see how we're going to do the next exercise, which is going to involve triceps, muscles at the back of your bicep. The difference is, of course, we've got the hands on the floor, but we're bringing those thumbs much closer. We're going to bring the thumbs maybe to the point where they're touching. We bring those thumbs a little bit closer to the knees, and you can see that I'm going to turn my fingertips to the outside. That brings my elbows to the inside, putting full focus on here. Apart from that, it's very, very similar to the push-up we've just done. So imagine I'm still on the mat, but I'm facing you now so you get an idea of where my arms are. I'm going to pull the tummy in, relax the head, neck and shoulders. Try and keep the neck nice and long so you're not lifting the head and straining those poor neck muscles. Breathe out, pull the tummy and keep your elbows as close to the body as you can and only go as far as you're comfortable. For a lot of us, this is enough. If you're feeling crazy, you can go deeper. Breathe out, push back up. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm moving my shoulders and hips forwards and then I'm putting a lot of pressure into the tricep, holding it for a few moments. Pushing back up. Keeping that neck nice and long, breathing out. Pushing back up. I love to do this slowly because it gives you a sense of control. Even if you're only here, this is enough. This is enough. You don't have to go all the way. But I'm ready to do another 3. Would you like to join me? Oh, I love your enthusiasm. Here we go. Almost finished. Pushing back up. Let's take a deep breath. Breathing down, breathing out. Okay, this is the last one. We'll see if we can hold it just for a few moments longer. Just here. Try not to fall asleep. Breathing out. Okay, we're going to put the feet back down on the ground. Leave the hands out to the front and gently stretch. I want you to stay in that position just for a few moments and I want you to breathe. Because you need to just let the body re-oxygenate. I want you to feel your arms and the shoulders gently extending. If you're wearing short sleeves, you should have seen a change of color in these tricep muscles because you're getting better blood flow. And here's the secret. If we can get more blood flow, it helps you to deal with things like cellulite. I know, people write to me about this. So you just feel like you've got better circulation, less cellulite, and a little bit more definition in the arms. Pretty good. Are we ready to do some more? Of course you are. So we're going to move from the position we have just used, where we're just gently stretching through the lower back. We can lift ourselves up onto the hands and knees, and now we're ready to take a seat on the floor. I know some people like to use a cushion underneath the glutes. I've brought my own. It's nature's own. I'm pretty comfortable on this. But if you do need to put something underneath to make it more comfortable, go right ahead. And from this position, let's remember that there must be no pain. Is that okay? Especially in the lower back. So what I want to do now is just see if I can get into a position where I can activate the abs. And all I have to do, bend my knees a little bit. just a little bit. If you want to move the knees a bit to the side, go right ahead. The force is in the abdomen. We'll extend the hands. The jaw is relaxed. My neck, throat, tongue, relaxed. Shoulders, relaxed. So where's the power? It's below your ribs. Remember, these muscles are not visible, but they're very, very powerful. So when I curve my lower back just a little bit, I'm tucking the pelvis up and in, just like this, to pull the tummy muscles in. The other thing I love to do is to bring my ribs a little bit lower. Now, I'd love to feel compression right down here in the basement, underneath the ribs, and even in the sides, pulling everything in. But I'm still able to breathe and talk, maybe even eat pizza, who knows. I'd love you to lift the chin just a fraction. Make sure your neck is super comfortable. Breathe out and just move back a little bit. Now, what I want to emphasize here is the way that you bring the ribs closer to the belt line. And I want you to pull the abs in a little bit more. There are a lot of details. If you've worked with me, you'll know that we're aiming to keep the head, the neck, the arms, the shoulders relaxed, and my legs are relaxed. Here's a clue. If your legs start to tighten up, it's because you're using your back, and that is not allowed. It's all in the abdomen. It's all of those muscles in front of the spine, and that's what makes such a huge difference. And just hold it. If it's working, these muscles are going to start to shake. That's a really good sign you're switching on the deep abdominal muscles, the transversus abdominis. It's a great way of showing that you're making progress. And remember, these muscles evolved to work 24 hours a day. They never burn. Did you know that? They'll shake like crazy, but they resist lactic acid. You good? Okay. I want you to see if you can go a little bit further. No pressure, no weight in the back, all in the abdomen. And then just very gently lift the chin, lift the hands. I want you to breathe out now. Bring those hands out to the side, and then gently forwards. So we're holding the position for quite a while to put more pressure into the abdomen. My legs are relaxed, my toes completely in neutral. My nose is relaxed. We're going to lift the hands, nothing fancy. It's not an exotic dance. We bring the arms out. The abs are responding. They should be shaking. Bring the hands forwards. So you don't have to go in some extreme crazy position to get a really strong reaction from the abdomen. Slow, gentle, controlled movements, and the abs will respond. Can I do a couple more for you? Just there. Don't take the hands too far back. This is a good position. But squeeze. Feel those muscles reacting. Bring the hands forward. Okay, just two more. I was going to do one more, but I got a strong psychic message that you wanted to do more repetitions. Am I in tune? Is that what you wanted? Excellent. Okay, I'm ready for the last one. Here it comes. Look how easy it is. We lift. We stretch out. We bring the hands forwards. I'm done. So we're going to just gently extend the legs. Keep the pressure here to bring the body all the way forwards. I can lift my ribs, relax the legs, breathe out, gently rolling forwards, and then relax. If you've been doing a little bit of stretching during lockdown, then you probably will have noticed that you've either maintained or even increased your natural flexibility. But the fact is, it doesn't really matter how far you're reaching. Don't get confused about the need to push the body too far. That's nuts. I want you to go exactly as far as you feel comfortable. Why? Because then your body will be relaxed, and when you're relaxed, you just stretch a little further. If you push, your body will tense up, and you're now fighting the resistance in your back and your legs. When you're relaxed, so much easier. For some people, it's even easier with the knees bent. I know, heresy, but this is about your back, not the legs. You choose a position that feels really good. Oh, and of course you're still breathing. You're breathing? Very good. Let's bring the body back for a second. I'm going to just turn around so you can see what I'm doing. Hi. You can stay on your mat. I want to do one more stretch before we do the next exercise. And I'm going to make my feet apart, but not too far. Not too far. I need all of these muscles to be super relaxed. For most of us, less is always more. And I've worked with plenty of wonderful people who find this even more effective with their knees bent and relaxed. Surprising, huh? Because we're targeting your back. That's the key to everything. The legs will stretch and release when your back is much more comfortably flexible. What I'm going to do, which is a little bit challenging, I know, is to bring my abdomen and chest forwards a little bit. I'm rolling the weight off the derriere onto these points at the top of the leg that we call the sitting bones. It's a really good title. And this is just the point where nature enabled us to sit in a perfectly neutral position. It's very much a feeling. You'll know what I'm talking about because there'll be some clues. Your body will feel super relaxed and there's no tension in your legs. Remember we mentioned it? When you're using your back, your legs join in. Well, when I can get to this position, this revolutionizes how I sit. On the floor, on a chair, on the back of an elephant, it revolutionizes how you sit because you're not using your back. And everything feels so much lighter. And this is something I'd love you to develop and perfect so you can sit without creating that pressure in the head, neck, back and shoulders. Yeah. You nearly forgot the stretch, didn't you? No. I'm just going to very gently extend the hands and lift the arms up. Let me just explain. You open up the chest to breathe in, breathing out. We lift the arms, and I'm lifting the arms to lift my ribs. Tummy muscles pulling in. I'm going to float slowly all the way forwards like I'm coming through the camera. Don't worry. I'm not going to pop through the screen. And then we can very gently relax. Head, neck, shoulders. Put the hands on the floor. Keep the tummy muscles gently pulling in. Just walk the fingertips forwards a little bit. Be aware of any resistance behind the knee, inside the leg. Keep these muscles as relaxed as possible. We've spoken before about the mythology of trying to bring the elbows down. Fact is, you don't need to do that. Lengthening is a much better way of organizing the stretch rather than pushing down. But I want to breathe. Did you notice? I'm not pushing, I'm relaxing. And I hope you can hear that in my voice. There's no nothing crazy. We're just breathing and relaxing. And in that state, the body's going to experience natural flexibility, which is what we want. Now I can bring my hands back, relax the shoulders, and use the arms to gently bring the body back to the start position. So stretching in between each exercise to make sure your back gets the maximum benefit. The abs are switching on. It's a virtuous cycle. I'd like to do a little bit more work with you. So what I'm going to do is bring my feet back pretty much to the start position where the legs are lined up with my hips. And I'd love you to use your hands. How? Well, I'd love you to put them just behind the hips. When you first learn to do this, it's amazing how much you tense the neck and shoulders. And I want you to be able to relax those muscles. I'm rotating the pelvis, pulling the tummy in. I'm going to bend my knees and I'm going to pick up the feet. Now, what I want to be able to do here is keep my head and chest in a really comfortable position. I'm not pushing the head forwards. I'm using the muscles right here to hold the body in position. So the arms are not supporting my weight. They're acting more like handy stabilizers. Excuse the pun. What I want you to do is just very gently bring the knees a little bit closer and see if we can just extend the leg. Now my knee is still bent. I'm not super crazy overextending. And release. Let's add some breathing. Just there. No pain, no strain. Head, neck, back and shoulders. Just gently hold it for me. Release. You've probably seen it on YouTube. People using both legs. My problem with using both legs is that it tends to create a little bit of pressure in the back unless your back is super released. Let's breathe out. Feel those muscles working. Let's do some more. And again. I'm keeping my knees bent and I'm not taking the leg too high. It's just nice and easy. Getting these muscles working. I'm going to do one more. It's a miracle day. Okay, I'm going to put the heels down, keep the abs pulling in, push the feet away, and gently bring the body back to the start position. And once again, if you can, you're going to roll the weight off the derrière and onto these little bones at the top of the leg where you just feel like, oh, there's no weight in the head, neck, back, or shoulders. This is how nature wanted us to sit. I can extend my hands again, lift the arms up, breathing up, pull the tummy in, and just flow, roll as far forward as you can. Oh my goodness. What a surprise. Is anybody reaching a little bit further than before? Is anybody experiencing a minor miracle of flexibility? Have you just discovered that your And you're now able to reach a little bit further than before. Well, that's entirely natural because we're unlocking the back. It's helping to release the legs, so we're reaching a little bit further. Outstanding. Bravissimo. Let's bring the body back and just relax. Can I do another little stretch? Yeah. Just want to get my feet into this very gentle position. I have had some messages from people saying that since they've been locked down, they haven't done a lot of stretching. So we're adding a little bit more than usual just to help you capitalize on your body's potential for more flexibility. I'm going to just put my elbows very gently onto the inside of the knee, pull those feet a little closer, lift the ribs a fraction, breathe out, and just gently push the knees down. So it's good for unlocking the groin, the hips. Should be a really nice stretch, but I'm not pushing too hard. There's no pain involved. You don't have to scream. Remember, this is not some crazy form of licensed torture. This is just a stretch, and it should feel pretty good. Now, I've seen people do some extreme versions of this, but I'm a fan of doing it gently and carefully. That's fine. You'll go exactly as far as you need to. Then I'm going to gently release. Bring the legs forwards again, and it's feeling pretty good. Can we do a little bit more work? Sure we can. Now what I'd like to do is, if you've worked with me, you know that we've done leg circles a lot. So I just want to go back to that leg circle exercise that I know some of you just love so much. It is addictive, but don't worry. There is an organization called Pilates Anonymous just to help you. Now I'm going to put my hands back behind the hips, rotate my pelvis, and just pick this leg up. Now I want to keep my nose just above the navel. You see this leg is not super straight, it's slightly bent. I want you to move the leg out to the side and just roll it around nice and gently. I don't even care if it's not a circle, I'm on 2. Just roll it around. Use the arms for support. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. 8. Changing direction. Here we go. 8. Feel these muscles working. 7. 6. Good combo. 5, 4, 3. Can you feel yourself getting younger? 2, 1. Park. Bring the body back up. Give everything a shake. Could you feel these muscles working? This is very, very effective at strengthening this connection. But don't be surprised if you don't feel it so much in the abs. When you're using the deep muscles, they really are incredibly strong and they don't burn. Everything else, yeah, you're going to feel it. Did you think I'd forgotten the other leg? No, that was just a little technical break for you. Get your breath back. So let's get into the zone, pull the tummy in, pick up the leg. It's alive. Move it out to the side. Make some gentle circles. Let's go. 1. Let's keep breathing. 2. Are you perspiring yet? 3. It's very warm here today. 4. It's like being in a sauna. 5. But we love it. 6. Ashtanga Pilates. 7. Yummy. 8. I'm ready to change direction. 8. Yeah. 7. I can hear some of you screaming. 6. You must be enjoying it. 5. 4. 3. I think it's too easy. 3 again. 2. 1. Park. Bring the body forward. Shake those legs. Let's lift the ribs. We're going to breathe out. Hello. And we're going to roll all the way forwards. And don't be surprised if you're reaching a little bit further than before. Would you like to take a moment to breathe? No. Breathe gently. And as you breathe out, you need about 5 or 6 deeper breaths just to help you recover. But I want you to feel that as you breathe out and relax, you can get those ribs just a little bit closer to the knees. Did you get that? The ribs moving closer to the knees. We always come to this question, Greg, what do we do with the nose? It's a good question. The nose is moving towards the toes. So don't push the nose down to the knees. Bring the body along your legs and just engage this little bit more flexibility. Remember, it doesn't matter how far you reach. The knees, the legs, the ankles, as long as you're reaching for your legs, it's absolutely fine. And you discover they just gradually increase the range of movement. Pretty cool. I'm impressed. Can we do some more? Sure we can. So let's sit back up. What I'm going to do is move my feet a little bit apart. And remember, first rule, no pain. So important your back feels comfortable, all right? And don't go to extremes. We're going to try and make this easy for you. Now, I'm facing the camera so you just get an idea of how this should look from the front. But normally I would be facing this way along the mat. You know that, don't you? So I want you to just gently extend your hands, breathe out, pull the tummy in, rotate the pelvis. That means you're lifting up the pubic bone just a little bit, bringing those ribs down and making sure your back feels wonderful. One of the things I generally notice in classes is that people tend to go back way too far and they start putting weight into the neck, shoulders, and critically into the lower back. Remember guys, less is better. Less is more because it helps you to stay in control, focusing on these muscles without compromising your back. And if you have a back problem, you know you're going to do this super carefully to make sure you don't compromise the lumbar region. So what I'm going to do is just lift my chin and very carefully extend the hands out to the side. Arms are relaxed, shoulders down. And what I want to do is I'm going to make a gentle twist. I'm not going to go all the way to the back. In fact, I'm only going to go about 45 degrees. I'm going to breathe out and just gently reach and touch. That was it. Bring it back and twist and just breathe out. Yeah. Let's do that again. Breathing in at the top. Breathe out and touch. If you're more experienced, you can go further. Problem with going further is that people tend to want to overextend. If you do this gently, we're going to tear out some new obliques. Breathing out, keep the body curved. Just like that. We're going to do some more, don't worry. Touch. And touch. Fraction further. Touch. Legs are relaxed. Have you noticed you tend to reach more from one side than the other? Sure. Turn the head as well. Get some grip. Love it. I'm going to do a couple more. Nice and relaxed. Why are you smiling? You're enjoying this? Last pair. Plenty. Ready to bring the body to the upright position. Let's move the feet just a little bit apart, not too far. Bring the ribs up to the starter position. When my back is straight, I'm on these little points at the top of the legs. And everything feels really relaxed. Gentle side stretch, super gentle, hands out, arms up. I'm going to make a very gentle twist towards one foot. If possible, I'd like to keep my feet upright. That's just a better position for us to enjoy the benefits of the stretch. And then as I breathe out, I'm going to roll forwards and let go. Now I know you might want to get your elbows close to the ground. Don't force it. Make it gentle and easy. Same principles as before. Ribs moving closer to the knee, head a little bit closer to the foot. That is a good stretch, but I need you to breathe. Remember, you're probably feeling it in the leg, but we're targeting the back. That's the critical area. I'm going to hold it just for a few moments whilst you're breathing. Then we can gently release. Let's go back to the start position. Make sure I've rotated the pelvis forwards, lifted my ribs, back straight, zero pressure on the head, neck, back and shoulders. All the weight is in the abdomen. Where it disappears, that's the clue. We're going to just lift the hands up, turn towards the other foot, keep the foot upright if you can, and as you breathe out, roll along the leg and let go. Don't go too far, don't push, just relax. Ribs moving just a little bit closer to the knee, the nose moving a little bit closer to the feet, and just see if you can hold that position whilst you breathe. Now there is some pressure around the diaphragm, so when you breathe more deeply, you can make the diaphragm much stronger. It all works. It all makes sense. These exercises are not new. They're based on an understanding of the body that goes back thousands of years. So, we can release, bring the body back up, and I'm going to bring those feet together. Now, I want to attempt something a little bit more ambitious. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to remind you one more time to be super careful about your back. Now, I know people who love this exercise. The trick is not to go too far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend my knees, pull the tummy in. You, my darlings, are going to put your hands just behind the back so you've got some support from the arms. The problem is you want to go here and I want you here, where you've got the body closer to the vertical position, even though your back is nicely curved and the nose is just above the tummy. So you're not too far back using those lumbar region muscles. You're in this position. And the hands are really helpful to give you a little bit more stability. And all I'm going to do is just extend the leg. Okay? That's it. This leg is in neutral. I'm just going to hold it and see if I can pull the abs in and breathe until these muscles start to shake. Okay, and then we just change. If this is too much, you can keep this knee a little bit bent, not a problem. But this is using the weight of the leg to activate a reaction here. And this for me is my favorite gym. It's called the human body. You've got everything you need right here to have a complete workout without any equipment, just using the weight of the body and a little bit of really carefully controlled resistance. I changed legs, did you see? Feel free to join in. Hands are here, a little bit of support, and change. Not leaning backwards, keeping the body forwards to get more compression under the ribs, and breathing. Should we change? That's very good. Just see if you can hold it there, floating. I've only got a few more to do. So it's slow, which means it's a little bit more intense. But I love this style of exercise. So we don't put too much pressure into the back. One more. Holding it. Feel those muscles shaking. I think it's working. And here. That's good. Ready? Extend, park, lift, and float forwards. Now I want you to walk the fingertips forwards and take a few deep breaths. And see if you can make sure you have eliminated any stress, tension, or pressure from the back. So that's quite demanding because you're using muscles which are quite big, so you're burning quite a lot of fuel and your body needs to really oxygenate. So breathe deeply. You need 5, 6, 7 deep breaths to recover. And also remember to breathe out powerfully. It's your body's most effective way to detox. If you're releasing some of the toxins at some of the joints, deep out breaths can really help you to push those toxins out of the body. They say that 70% of your body's ability to detox is in your breathing, so let's use it. Of course, we want to be in a stretched position, and that makes this breathing and stretching exercise all the more effective. Let's release, bring the body back. How are you feeling? You still with me? If you need to take a moment's pause just to grab something to drink, go right ahead. We're very warm here, so we're perspiring quite a lot, but I want you to stay hydrated. It'll help you to enjoy the exercises to the max. Okay, my next position is going to be on the side. Now we call these exercises the core stability routine because it's designed to help you to maintain really good natural balance in the body by using those deep abs. So I'm going to bring my feet together and I am going to just go down onto one elbow and I'm going to bend my knees. That looks really comfortable. You could almost watch a movie from this position, enjoy supper, but we're going to do a little bit of exercise. Now what I want to do is just gently rotate the pelvis to get the hips a little bit more lined up and see if you can pick the knees up off the ground. Okay? Nothing too crazy. The natural instinct is to roll backwards, so I'm going to try and keep it here. Now you can do whatever you like with the upper hand. For style, you can lift the hand up, so if the neighbours are watching you, just look even more impressive. I'm going to leave mine just here so I don't forget where it is. What I'm going to do is pick the knees up a fraction more and very gently extend the legs. Just for a few moments. Bend and release. Got it? Okay. So, tummy's in, knees up. Breathe out, extend. Release, take a moment to breathe. So you see putting a lot of pressure into these muscles, a little bit of stretch on the lower side as well. Pick up, breathe out, extend. Nothing too crazy. Bend and release. So I love to do these exercises slowly. There's more control. There's less chance of doing something crazy. Hold it. I've got big bones. Weight to those legs really helping to strengthen the abs. I want to do 2 more. You good for that? Let's try it. Pull in, lift up, extend, release. We're definitely warming up here, aren't we? We're definitely warming up. Let's do 1 more. Let's celebrate this session. Lift up, breathe out. Hold it for 5. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and park. We're going to sit back up. I want you to give the legs a bit of a shake. I'd love you to bring the body to the upright position. Extend those arms. Hello. If you feel like you can really do with a bit of a challenge, see what happens when you pull the toes back. Keep those muscles relaxed. Roll forwards and then gently pull the toes back. Shoulder blades down, just activating a little bit of a stretch all the way from my neck through the shoulder blades, lower back, and it's hitting the back of the legs as well. But it feels comfortable, and that's the point. Then I'm ready to release. We're having fun, aren't we? I know this is doing you good, and I'm so pleased you could join me today. So I'm going to change position, which means I'm going to get down onto the other side, just here. And it's exactly the same. Let me just remind you, I've got the elbow underneath the shoulder, but my shoulder's pretty relaxed. I'm going to try and get those hips a little bit more lined up. If you want to look stylish, lift the arm, wave to the neighbours. I'm going to leave my hand here. I'm going to pick up the knees, pull the tummy in, extend the legs just there. And gently release and relax the knees. Let's try that again. Knees up and extend. Release. Have you noticed there's a difference between the two sides? It's totally normal. It means you're human. Squeeze. Release. With my amazing arithmetic, I think we've got 3 more. Lift, extend. And release. Last 2. It goes quickly when you're having fun. Lift and extend. Release and down. This is the last one. Hold it for 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Release. And let's see if we can sit back up and put my little recording box back in place. It's probably not something you have to worry about. Give everything a little bit of a shake, lift the ribs, gently rolling forwards. One more time. Every time we exercise, it's very helpful to do a little stretch in between. Just capitalize on any additional flexibility you've just picked up. And it's the same principle, breathing, relaxing, feeling the stretch, just the way nature intended. And then I'm ready to release. Bring the body back up. Can I just check with you? We're sitting on the floor. Is it possible for you to bring your ribs forwards again? And just check to see if it's getting easier. You know, it's this repetition, this constant little adjustment that helps us get closer and closer to position that your body really wants to be able to use. So when you're seated, this feels really good, it feels really natural. You're doing so well. So what I'd like to do now is to stand up. Are you ready to stand up with me? Okay, we're going to do this gently. So I'm going to just bend the knees. I'm going to slip my knees just underneath the hips. Put the hands next to the knees, curl the toes under. And we're able to pull the body all the way back to the start position. Now I want to do a stretch in the standing position with your permission. So I'm going to get my feet much wider. Now how far you go will depend entirely on how comfortable you feel. Don't go too far. Really, I keep saying this, but less is always more. What I'm going to do is keep my legs fairly straight, but you might want to bend the knees a fraction. I'm going to pull the tummy in. I'm going to see if I can reach the floor. Yeah, contact. Now from here, what I'm going to do is move my hands forwards a little bit and just get the elbows a little closer to the ground. Now I want to get the elbows pretty much lined up with the toes. You don't have to go to the floor for this to work, but it's a really powerful stretch. Now I want you to stay there for a few moments and just breathe. Before we release, bend the knees, put the hands back into the center line. See, I'm walking my heels and toes a little bit closer together, and then it's much easier to unlock and bring the body back to the start position. That is fine. I'm going to bring my feet a little bit closer. If you want to give everything a little bit of a shake, go right ahead so it starts to feel really relaxed. I want to see how your sense of balance is evolving. So what I'm going to do is relax. This is the challenge, to relax. Rotate the pelvis. You can use the hands for balance, lift up one heel and pick up the leg. I want you to be able to hold this, get the hips a little bit more lined up, pull the tummy in and just let go. Just relax. It's like your body is floating. Then I'm going to gently extend the leg and hold it. Release and put it back down. Humans have great balance, but it tends to show up more effectively when we're relaxed. So now I'm going to gently pick up the other leg, and it's wobbling. No, it isn't, because we're relaxed. Your ability to relax changes everything. And now we can extend the leg for a couple of moments, not too far. Release and park. Can you do both legs? Just kidding. Going to bring the feet together again. We did this stretch earlier. Lift the ribs, put the hands behind the back of the legs. Follow the line of the legs as low as you can go. Take a gentle grip and just pull that head a little bit closer to the feet. And then see if you can get the nose a little bit closer to the knees or the lower legs. And I'd love you to breathe now. Then gently release the grip, bend the knees, keep the chin down, pull the tummy in and uncurl the spine. Ooh, feels good. Open the shoulders and relax. You have done so well, but I need to take the stretches a little bit further. Now, one of the problems with being in lockdown is that we tend to lose flexibility very quickly. The strength you have in the core will be with you for life, but flexibility disappears very, very quickly. So I want to do a couple of stretches with you now, just to make sure that you're maintaining the right level of natural suppleness that will help you to access that natural core strength we've been working on. So, this is one of our favorite stretches. I'm using material that you're familiar with, and I'm going to face the camera, and I want to just take a simple step. So my feet are a little bit over 1 meter apart, but your feet are still the same width as the hips, okay? Now you can keep the knees relaxed if you want. You can make the legs a little bit straighter. You choose. For me, the challenge is getting the hips to line up. So instead of being like this, it's more like this. Pull the tummy in, a little rotation in the pelvis, lift the ribs. And what I'd like to do is pull the tummy in, put both hands on the front leg. Once again, has to be your own leg for this to work. And I want you to gently slide the hands down the front of the leg. And I want you to go as low as you can. Ankle, foot, maybe to the floor. I want you to keep that rear foot lined up. The heel and the toes pretty much in the same. So we're not like this, more like this. I just want you to see if you can enjoy this stretch. And what do we do next? We breathe. Fantastic stretch. It's targeting that front leg. It's helping to release the back and the shoulders. I can release the front knee, breathe out, gently bring the body. Well, you're getting good at this, aren't you? You really look as if you're enjoying it. Going to change around. Super careful. Now, if you're new to this, don't take the feet too far apart. You can keep them much closer. It'll give you a stronger sense of control and balance. For the crazy members of the cult, you can make the feet super extended, and that will help you to engage more of a stretch, especially in that front leg. Remember that rear foot, heel and toe lined up. Now, hips are lined up, lifting the ribs, pulling the tummy in. Both hands go to the leg, and we gently push the fingers, the palms down the leg, just as far as you feel comfortable. And that's a good stretch. And I want you to hold it. I want you to breathe, feel the rib cage opening, and just see what happens when you breathe out, and you just naturally stretch a little bit further. When we're finished, we can bend the knee, pull the tummy in. If you want to use both hands on the front leg, that's fine. To bring yourself back to the start position. Wow, that is so good. So how are you feeling? Is it working? It should be. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross my legs. And one of the challenges that we have when we're doing any kind of a stretch is to work out where do we put our weight. Well, the good news is your body already knows. All I have to do is, relax. Interesting. Once I relax, when I stop trying to super control this position, my body knows exactly how to hold it. Now I'm going to push my knees gently together, line the hips, pull the tummy in, lift the ribs, and make a really slow, gentle dive. The target is the space between the little toes, touching with fingers or thumbs you choose. Just if you have a problem with the knees or the back, you can always put the hands on the legs for support and let the nose float down a little deeper. You choose exactly how far you go. What I'm going to do now is just relax the knees and uncurl the spine, and then we're going to change to the other side. Wow. Hips are lined up. Some people enjoy pushing the knees a little bit closer together. You choose. But I find when I'm super relaxed, the body just knows how to do this. And remember, beep, beep, the derriere is relaxed. I'm coming to check those muscles are relaxed. I'm going to lift the ribs, pull the tummy in, make a very gentle descent. In theory, you're aiming for that spot between the toes, fingertips or thumbs. If it's too far, you can always hold onto the lower leg, onto the knees. Bring the nose a little bit deeper so you're really enjoying this stretch. We hold it for a few moments so you can breathe. Then I relax the knees and bring the body all the way back up. Absolutely amazing. Now in this position, I want you to see if you can relax the shoulders for me and do something completely natural. If your body really knows how to balance, then we can use this position to experience one of the greatest advantages of doing Pilates, and it's the ability to stand as if your body is weightless. After the work we've done, using the core, relaxing and stretching the rest of the body, there's a real possibility that you're feeling lighter, that your body feels less heavy, certainly less tense. And because it feels lighter, you might have that feeling that there's less weight going down through your feet into the floor. And that's a sure sign that you're releasing a lot of the residual tension from your head, neck, back and shoulders. What all I need to do here is just relax my feet and my knees, my legs. Yeah, the hips are lined up. Yes, the pelvis is slightly rotated. But critically, I'm coming back to the glute muscles, because when you release all that pressure, you find the legs and the back feel much, much more relaxed. Now, this is a perfect example of how nature has equipped us to be hugely efficient. Now, I've got my feet together because we don't usually stand like this, but you know, you can stand in the queue at the supermarket, or these days the queue outside the supermarket, and just relax and enjoy this feeling of complete natural balance. And it's a perfect sign that you've successfully unlocked the stress and tension you were carrying. That's part of our mission, because everything gets a lot easier. You don't have to adjust the weight from foot to foot. You just let go. You just let go. And millions of years of evolution kick in and allow you to stand and hold your body without effort. That has a direct impact on how you perceive the world. This ability to stand and relax lowers the stress levels, turns down the fear and anxiety, naturally turns up the sense of enjoyment. And whether I've got my feet together or whether I've got them apart, I can use this moment to breathe a little more deeply, to feel the ribcage gently expanding. There's less resistance. I can breathe more deeply. Throat is relaxed. As I breathe out, I can learn how to let go completely. And from here, I'm going to allow my arms to float up. If we've been successful, the arms feel so much lighter. The pressure is beneath the rib cage. Pelvis rotated, tummy in. I'm going to lift the ribs a little higher. And now, with the derriere completely relaxed, I'm going to use the same muscles that lift my ribs to lift the heels. It's like magic. Just check your body. Is there anywhere where you're tensing? If you're tensing or stressed, your body will shake. The moment you let go, your body's floating. Now, humans can do this, provided that we're relaxed, providing we've released all of that residual tension. And in that moment, we experience something extraordinary. And it's a feeling, I know it's a very silly position. I'm standing on the balls of my feet, up on the tippy toes, but I feel incredibly balanced. I feel centered. It helps me to feel calm, relaxed. There's no possibility that I can feel stressed or anxious. I'm bringing my body, my heart and mind back to the most natural expression possible, where we just feel balanced and alive. And it seems like a strange idea to interpolate the exercises into this extraordinary state of calm and relaxation. But Pilates is the most natural exercise you'll ever find, and when the body feels centered and relaxed, our thoughts and feelings become much more centered as well. This is a place where you can enjoy your very own personal oasis of tranquility. It's yours forever. Enjoy it. And it's entirely natural. And I'm going to bring my hands gently all the way down. I'm going to hold this just for one heartbeat. still with the heels off the ground, the glutes and hips so relaxed. See if I can enjoy this feeling of complete weightlessness. For me, this is one of the best expressions of progress. The body feels so light. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring the heels back, down to earth. And I just want to thank you. Great. If you've been perspiring like we have in this very warm room, take lots of water. And if you're feeling relaxed, this could be a perfect moment for you to just put your feet up and maybe have a little snooze, have a little siesta for 20 minutes, let your body recover. I just want to thank all my Patreons for helping us to make this particular channel work the way it does. We've got lots more material lined up for you, and we'd love to see you again next week, because if you have any comments, any suggestions about things you'd like us to do, please feel free to get in touch. Just add the comments below. But once again, thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Okay.